So I was going to ask you about that. How have you found playing Shakespeare?
Um, as I was saying to, I guess, you the other day, pardon me, got a little cold here. It's like I once was talking to a 80-year-old man once who was an ornithologist, and he's telling me all about birds. Ornithology is study of birds, right? Bird watchers? I think so. Um, and I would have never thought about birds one way or another, but after talking to him, I don't look at birds the same way anymore. I always find myself looking at birds differently, and I'd never really been challenged by Shakespeare before, and now I have a whole new interest in it. Not even necessarily as an actor, but just as, you know, Shakespeare the person and his work. I mean, once you've been exposed to it, you kind of it's a new interest, and the challenge is there's no there's no room to rest. There's no time to relax or get lazy or sit back, because you have to work on two or three levels all the time, and especially in this character, because the character pretty much abuses the language, and so you have to constantly be covering two or three areas of acting in every scene, or four areas of acting in every scene, where in most roles you're not necessarily doing that in every scene, you know. Um, so it's really been full. The other days we'd worked all day, morning till night, on the biggest scene, I guess, in the play for me, and it was probably the fullest, maybe best day of acting I've ever had. Not necessarily that my performance was best, but it was the hardest, and I felt like I had accomplished a lot, and um, it's not like I'd been dying to do Shakespeare. It's not like I felt there was this um, unsatisfied part of me, or I wasn't valid as an actor because I'd never done Shakespeare. I didn't have that feeling at all. However, it's like acting uh, with a foreign language, and also to interpret the character and get the comedy, and use the language correctly, and then misuse the language correctly. It all presented just a terrific challenge. And I was a little frightened by it, and usually that's a good sign. When I get just a little bit frightened of a role, that's usually a good sign. I usually end up taking it.